Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another edition of A Spiritual Remedy. My name is Sunshine Day, and what a joy it is to greet you on this Monday morning or whenever it is that you are watching the show today. I want to just say what a weekend it has been for me, full of activities, and I am trusting that it is the same for you. Let me know where you are tuning in from and just say hello, hello, hello. Here's what's happening for us today. We want to focus today on physical health and sobriety, recovery, whatever weapon of mass distraction you are laying down. Because at a spiritual remedy, I see a world where clean and sober people, where people in general are living their best life and loving it, and that we do not allow weapons of mass distraction. Good morning, good morning. Hello, Jan. How are you today? That we are not allowing these things that are set up to distract us from living our best life, that we don't allow that from us doing what we can to live our full and our best life. And so every Monday we are here to to encourage, to support one another in living our best life, but also to provide some personal and spiritual tools for your personal development, for your personal transformation, for your enrichment, and that we are together in this learning community. So, what do you think? What do you think, especially if you are someone who is living a clean life, a sober life, a life where you are in balance with your food intake, with your sugar intake, that you are in balance, or maybe you're not in balance. I don't know. Maybe that's one of the things that you want to do. You know, are you free from the drama, from the stress, from the anxiety? What are the distractions that you are free from, or that you are in recovery from? And then how do you compare that to your physical life? As you're putting that down in the chat, what I wanted to bring up today is that, you know, sobriety and physical freedom, they're intimately connected, like this, like so intimately connected. Sometimes you can't see what's behind it. It's so intimately connected. And when somebody embraces their recovery, their sobriety, when they are abstinent from those things that have been distracting them for quite a while, we regain control over our lives in a lot of ways. Like, all of a sudden, we're not giving into those weapons of mass distraction. We're not giving into those ways of being that actually took us away from living our best life. And when we are in recovery, and when we are practicing our sobriety, our clean time, when we're practicing our abstinence, and we break those chains of addiction, it actually opens the door, and it opens a world of opportunities, especially like the pursuit of physical wellness and physical happiness. It opens up those doors for us to live a life even beyond our wildest dreams. And so I know for me, in my early sobriety, one of the things that it was like, wow, well, now that I'm not drinking and hanging out at the bars, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know, those questions come up a lot. Like, what do we do? How do we spend our time? And how do I now regain some of the strength that I have had, or the wherewithal, or my vision, or my mental health, my physical health, right? How do I regain all of that now that I've laid down the booze, the drugs, the food, you know, whatever it is for you? How does that happen, and how do you begin to really take a look at that? If you have some experience with that, go ahead and write it in the chat. I want to hear about your experiences as we take a deeper dive. You know, abstinence or sobriety, it allows us to prioritize our well-being, because now that we have experience in putting aside something that no longer served us, the physical thing that no longer served us, now we're able to make positive choices, and we're actually able to make different choices for ourselves that benefit our physical health. Right? It benefits our physical health. So when people stop drinking, let's say, right, or using drugs, and they get some traction there, and they're living a cleaner, sober life, now with a clear mind, people are able to make better decisions and start making decisions around, how do I want to continue this? How do I want to go forward in this physical sobriety, but actually in engaging in some things that are of a physical health. And for me, I remember early on, getting on a softball team and playing sober softball and getting connected with sober groups that were traveling and playing tournaments, and sober teams that would just kind of get together and engage in sober camaraderie and sober sports. So there are things out there that are available. There are many gyms now that are, I know, like the Phoenix Club, and there's a whole lot of other sober activities that are happening that are for the physical body, for that physical freedom, to have that physical freedom, not only from the drugs and the booze, or maybe misusing our bodies with food, or abuse, or sex addiction and things of that nature. There are groups, and if you're interested in finding out more about now being ready to engage in your physical activity, it's important to be in part of sober groups where you can hear from other people the things that they've engaged in and the groups that they've engaged with in order to do that. But I want to share with you that, starting out in recovery, and even if you've had some long-term recovery, it's important to start off slowly, to start off with just a few things, not just go full at it. It's almost like people who haven't been to the gym for a number of years, and all of a sudden they they go to the gym and want to be working out there for like 5 or 6 hours. No, but it's important to begin and start off slowly. Thank you, Jan. Sunny Day says, good morning, sunshine, and everyone tuning in. Good morning to you, Sunny Day. So Jan says, I have given up alcohol, drugs, saving lives, meaning the family. Now I need to exercise more. I love retirement, but I love being home more. Well, yeah, good deal. I think today's topic is going to be like absolutely the best for you, especially for people in retirement who've been sober for a while. Hey, what's up, Jason? And so here's the thing, is to start off slowly. Many people who've been in long-term sobriety already have a practice. They already have like a meditation practice, a prayer practice, an amends practice, a practice of doing like a daily inventory. So one of the things that I always suggest is that you add a movement practice for your physical health, a movement practice to something that you are already doing. So for instance, if you have a meditation practice that you're already doing, why don't you, or my suggestion is go ahead and add a yoga practice to that meditation practice. In other words, do 5 minutes of just some sacred movement, and call it sacred movement, to where you are just engaging in some stretching poses that are meditative. And so when you add that along with your meditation practice, it makes it easier, because you're not stopping in the middle of the day, or going, oh, okay, it's now time for yoga. I mean, you could absolutely do that. I live in Long Beach, and we have free yoga on the bluff outdoors, and people of all ages and races and all kinds of skill level with yoga, from first timers to people who've been doing yoga for years, go out there and they just bring their mat and they do what they can. They do what they can, and they just begin that practice. That's always a good thing to incorporate. And since, like you, Jan, who says, hey, I like being at home, I like my retirement. Well, how can I add just again that 5 minutes of stretching, and call it sacred movement? How can I begin to move with my yoga, move and add like a yoga practice to my meditation practice, and just begin to see how you begin to feel? The other thing is what Jason is suggesting here, which is a walk on the beach or a walk in the neighborhood. Getting up and walking around. I happen to live in a big enough loft apartment to where when I get on my bike, my spin bike, when I'm done spinning for a little while, I get an opportunity to just like start pacing and walking around around my loft, and I just walk there. So maybe if you have a big enough space, you can wear a path in your carpet. And you can wear a path in your carpet and begin to just have that walk. But getting out and having an opportunity to walk, to walk, to do a little bit of yoga, some sacred stretching, just some slow movement. I know someone who calls their yoga slow poke yoga, and it's for slow pokes, and it's not demeaning at all. It's just really embracing that it's slow yoga poses. And if you're interested in checking out some yoga poses, hit me up later on, and I'm happy to share some with you. Um, the last thing, which is one of the first things that I did, was to engage in some team sports, or joining like a recreational group activity, groups that walk. Those for me are great. Lately, many of you know that I just turned 60 in April, and my new addiction, if I want to call it that, is pickleball. And so it's not necessarily a team, but there's a group of us that go out, and we, some are sober and some are just like very, very fit people who are also in to their physical health, is playing a sport, going out to something like that. Now, pickleball for beginners, again, you want to be able to stretch, you want to be able to do certain things and have some agility before you get out on the court to do that kind of stuff. But definitely want to take a lot of it in, and then just go at a slow pace. You don't want to hit it hard. You definitely want to say, well, now that I'm sober, now that I'm clean, now that I'm abstinent, now that I'm no longer engaging in my sex addiction or my gambling or my overeating or undereating, now that I am at a different place in my life, that I'm sober, that I'm clean, how do I want to now enjoy the physical freedom. And in the month of July, we've been looking at independence. We've been looking at freedom. We've been looking at how to get free from, right? And how to enjoy the freedom of our physical body. And that's so key and important, because when I physically feel good, then I tend to continue to do things that are life affirming. And that's what spirituality is. It's these are life affirming practices. I love that you love slow poke yoga. Slow poke yoga. I love that you like that. So here's the other thing that I want to mention, and that is a meditation practice. And so, of course, in a meditation practice, if you already have a meditation practice, that's absolutely awesome. Part of your physical health also includes a meditation practice. Being able to sit for 10, 15, 20 minutes and allowing your body to relax and putting your body in a state of relaxation, and allowing life to live in, through, and as you is also part of your physical health. A lot of people think that it's also part of the mental health, and it definitely crosses over into mental health. But I want to talk to you for just another moment or so about meditation and a meditation practice that you can begin to engage in so that you are physically experiencing some freedom. Now, meditation is really about relaxing the body and relaxing yourself to the point where you are simply being present. Being present. And in that allowance of being fully present, you allow your mind, body, spirit to connect, to be in alignment with life. And that life essence, that life force that is who you are, begins to simply calibrate and recalibrate. So think of it as a recalibration, that during the day, you're doing things and bouncing around and enjoying your life to such the extent, and that your meditation practice is a recalibration. It is that moment for yourself once, twice a day, which is recommended twice a day, that you are recalibrating yourself, mind, body, spirit, and that you relax the body to the extent that you are allowing life to flow freely, where nothing is encumbered, nothing is thwarted, nothing is hindered, but the fullness of your life is indeed flowing in, through, and as you. So I want to end with that, because that spiritual practice is actually a practice for your physical freedom and your physical liberation, as well as your spiritual and mental liberation. I also want to remind you to go ahead and send me your Thanksgivings, your appreciations, and your gratitude list. On a weekly basis, I am sending out several times a week my personal gratitude list to you, and appreciate it when you send me your gratitude list. What I always say is, what we appreciate appreciates. And so, beloveds, I appreciate you, and I trust that today has been a blessing onto your life. If you are ready to transform your life, please also give us a call on that number, 562-928-6460. We are here to help you with your personal transformation, with your spiritual transformation, so that you are living your best life as we create a spiritual learning community together. Until next week, know that you are loved. I want to thank Vida Spiritual Learning Center for producing our show today. Make sure that you tune in and that you link and subscribe to the Vida YouTube channel. There you'll find on a weekly basis a inspirational message that drops on Sunday. Of course, right here with a spiritual remedy on Monday. And on Wednesdays now, we're dropping a live meditation. This is all for you so that we can together be our best self. All right, that's it for me. I'm out. Bye for now.